what you know about me.
What does playing the game mean to you in a corporate environment? What does playing the game? Because that's something, and for context, for everybody listening, when I came into the industry, it was always you had to dress a certain way, you had to speak a specific way, you had to carry yourself a cerent way, you had to do things. It was literally like a playbook. And I was like, brother, don't do that. Brother, don't do that. Brother, definitely don't do that, brother. And I lived that way, and I went through my entire career that way. And for the last 3 years, I just said, stop, F it. So I'm curious, what does that mean for you, sis? And what do we tell other brothers and sisters, other professionals that are in the game that are just like stuck and want to get out? Like, what advice would you give?
So I think I'm in a really privileged position because I don't play the game anymore just because I won't do it. I'm not going to play like workplace politics. I'm not going to like laugh at jokes that I don't think are funny.
Thanks.
I'm not going to stay quiet when things make me uncomfortable or when things are just straight up harmful. But that's what playing the game is. You are taught that you have to trade your silence for a paycheck. You have to trade your identity for a promotion. You have to trade pieces of you in order to be accepted. And that's what we basically taught is inclusion. Inclusion is I accept the nice, rounded out, blurred edges of you, but I don't accept you at 100. And so one of the things I go into companies and I talk about is like authenticity isn't like enjoying Black culture or like rainbows in June. It's the hard shit. It's that when George Floyd was murdered, how did you actually respond? Did you allow people to step away, or did you ask them to come to work and not talk about race because it makes white people uncomfortable? Because that's not what actual inclusion is. Inclusion is accepting me at 100 and knowing that I'm not always great because the world is literally burning around me. And how do you manage that? And it's not always some big societal trauma. It's not always COVID or George Floyd. Sometimes it's something more personal. Sometimes it's a sick parent, a sick child, financial issues, a divorce.
Yeah.
And for me, so much of us have to play the game and pretend none of that is happening. You have to go to work and pretend that like everything is great. I'm sending my emails. I'm sending my Slack. I'm smiling, smile and dial. And that's just not reality. That's not reality. And so for me, that's what playing the game is, when you have to basically bend to whiteness to make yourself look like an acceptable version of yourself, because we've decided that emotions and life experiences are not work appropriate.
Damn, that was a great summation of that, sis. And I'm tired of playing the game. And anybody's hearing this, like for any professionals out there, you don't have to play the game. Madison is an example of that. I'm an example of that. You have a choice. You have a choice to do it, right? The hard choices, I know for somebody like me, I'm at a point right now in my career, if I don't get a seat at the table, I'm creating my own table.